Hello and welcome to Half Baked Baseball. We are your hosts. My name is Mo, and that's Jay, and we're bringing you 420 friendly baseball news and commentary. Today is April 24th, meaning we are officially 1 month into the 2025 MLB season. And on this episode, we're talking dingers, dads, and dives. As you may or may not know, we did just celebrate 420, the Stoner's holiday, we'll call it.
Yeah.
And our Stoner King himself, Cody Bellinger, had probably his best day of the season so far. Before the games started on 420, I just happened to be scrolling through Instagram and I saw a reel from this content creator who I am going to credit because his stuff is awesome. He goes by LA Sports_Wave on Instagram. He made a video about how 420 is literally Cody Bellinger's baseball holiday. And for the 2 years prior, he had hit decent size home runs on 420. So I made a little joke, posted it in our Discord, said, hey, I'm throwing money on Cody Bellinger. Lo and behold,
good on you, Mo.
He knocks one out of the park. It's pretty funny. A lot of reporters and social media influencers, what have you, comment on how he always looks high, to the point that, I mean, this has been going on for years since he's been in the league. That Jimmy Kimmel in 2020, he had to make a comment about it, that he doesn't smoke. That's just how his face looks, which may or may not be true. That's what
they all say.
Yeah. Either way, had a great day, a great 420. Thanks to Cody as well. He made us a little bit of money.
Go Yankees. I saw something on Twitter that it was March 29th was the last time he hit a home run. So he waited all the way to 420 to hit one for us. It was awesome. Thanks for the cash, Mo.
You're welcome. I love that. And thank you to LA Sportswave, because without seeing that video, we might not have sent it on Cody that day. So
big shout out.
Big shout out. His videos are hilarious, especially if you're a fan of LA sports. He covers all LA sports and it's good stuff. So go check him out. Also, we had some other big dingers this week. We made a joke while we were hanging out watching games about Kyle's and Tyler's, and Kyle Tucker and Tyler Soderstrom are literally crushing baseball right now.
Insane.
Tyler with a 281 batting average, tied for first with 9 home runs, 19 RBIs, 950 OPS. Something that I read that was pretty crazy. Over the last 15 games, he's had 259, 6 home runs, and 14 RBIs. And he's had 3 multiple homer games already over 17 games.
He's so freaking good, man. He's so freaking good. I like watching him play.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. And then Kyle Tucker, of course, you called it from their very first video that he was going to be standout, and that's obviously been the case. He's batting a 320 average, but 7 home runs, 25 RBIs, tied for first in the MLB, and batting a 1.070. He's been an RBI machine, essentially.
He's awesome.
And about some other big dingers over the past couple weeks.
Yeah. Mike Trout, I saw a cool stat. I just wanted to share it. I figured it's a good time to squeeze it in. So he has a weird stat. He has the shortest and the longest home runs of the season so far. So of the 721 homers hit so far, 722 now, because I think Lennon Sosa just hit one earlier. I don't know if anything's happened since we started recording, but 320 feet versus Tampa Bay. That's such a short home run. Of course, it's at Steinbrenner. That field is weird. And then he hit a 484-foot homer against San Francisco, which is the 3rd longest of his career. He's hit a ball 490 feet before, which is absolutely insane to think about. And this led me down a rabbit hole of looking into the longest home runs ever hit. the longest one that was ever hit was 1987. Joey Meyer playing for AAA Denver Zephyrs. Um, he hit a 582-foot moonshot to the second deck at Mile High Stadium.
Wild.
582 feet. Of course, it's not the big leagues. The I was reading Babe Ruth has the record for the longest in MLB, but we'll put a clip up of that. This dude, it's crazy because he's never had like a huge career in the big leagues or anything like that. And I read that he like works in some regular day job in Hawaii or something, and he never
Wow.
ever talks about it. Um, but it's crazy that if you look up the longest home run, that his name pops up.
That is crazy.
Pretty cool stuff.
What a story. Well, we're talking about guys hitting balls really far. We should talk about fantasy leaders.
Yes.
This has been an interesting start to the fantasy season. I There's been some people we knew would do well, and then some sleepers. I currently am 1-3. Some of my guys that I thought would do well have had some iffy games. I've
Mm.
had a lot of negative point days, deep
Tanner
negative
Hawk.
point, deep negative point days.
I love
Um,
saying that as a Yankees fan, but yeah, sucks for you.
yeah. So I'm currently at 1-3, but Jay is 3-1 right
We're
now on that
we're
hot
cooking.
streak, and we're both currently leading the matchups we are in this week. So hopefully that
Looking good.
trend continues, and we see
You're
some
up big.
dubs.
When I looked earlier, you're up pretty big, so I think you're gonna squeeze out a dub.
Yeah, O'Neill Cruz actually coming through for me, which has been nice. He's stepping it up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Pete Crow, he's been having crazy games, which has been
Yep.
nice. But yeah, Kyle Tucker, I talked about him a little bit before. He's leading with the highest fantasy points right now with all those numbers. It's not surprising. Um, Close behind him, we have Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso, Fernando Tatis. These are all guys that, again, we talked about knew were going to do very well, and
Mm-hmm.
they have been. They have been. It's been an exciting first month of baseball, and these guys are definitely the reason why. I think that's enough statistics for today's episode. Why don't we move on to some fun stuff we want to chat about? As always, on this podcast, we like to remind you that baseball is not boring, and some stuff has been happening around the league that's pretty fun and interesting. Namely, Shohei Ohtani, who is, of course, the king of baseball right now, had his first baby with his wife.
It was actually he was announced put on paternity leave before the game, but like all night the night before, I was like researching, batter versus pitcher matchups, and I really liked his matchup he was going against in that Rangers game. So I put in a bet on him, and it voided. It was the first time I've ever had a bet void to my player being put on paternity leave, which is interesting. But it's all right. I got my $38 back. We're good.
And speaking of new babies, something pretty fun has been working its way into baseball, and that's the gender reveals happening at the plate. We had two occurrences of this.
So in the Phillies game, Bryce Harper announced that he's having a kid with his wife Kayla. It's their fourth child. So it's you'll talk about the other way that it happened, but in this game, Harper enlisted teammate Trey Turner to help share the news using custom-made bats, a pink one for a girl and a blue one for a boy. I think that's super cool. I think it's also cool that he jokingly handed him the pink one first
Mm-hmm.
and then handed him the blue one to announce that it was a boy that they were having. Um, it's just fun that they're adding these little things into the games, and we get to see it.
Yeah. And I love my Guardians, so I was seeing all over my feed when Stephen Kwan did his rendition for David Fry, who has been home with his family since he's been injured. And um, Stephen Kwan pulled out a pink sweatband and put it around his arm during his at bat to reveal that gender for Fry's second child is going to be a girl. And I think it just goes to show how close a lot of these guys are, spending all this time together for months and months and months, how they kind of grow to be close and trust them to do these cool special moments for their families is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's super cool. Adds a nice little twist.
And what a story for the kids, like later being like, yeah, I found out that, I was a boy on national television. Pretty cool. Go pull it up on YouTube. Speaking of fun stuff that baseball is doing, the culinary creations this season throughout MLB stadiums and beyond have been wild. I think almost every stadium in the league at this point has added some crazy, extravagant, fun, also great names for a lot of them.
There's some good looking stuff on this list, honestly.
Yeah, menu items. Yeah, that s'mores quesadilla the Phillies have. That looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
I would tear that up.
Give me 5.
The Mets are offering a rainbow cookie egg roll. It says it has rainbow cookie, raspberry jam, and chocolate syrup rolled into an egg roll wrapper.
At first, it looks weird, but like as I look at it a little more, it looks kind of good.
Yeah, I feel like aesthetically it does seem odd, but it probably does taste delicious. So it might be worth trying. The Dodgers are doing some interesting stuff. They got a couple new menu items.
Yeah, this thing looks good. Deep fried peanut butter and Nutella sandwich. They also do a version that's deep fried peanut butter and jelly. Um, yeah, this
Yum.
is like if you're 3 a.m. super zooted off of like 3 joints, you go and make put together like 10 ingredients to make something crazy.
Some California style munchies.
Yeah, shout out to whoever is making this or coming up with this stuff. You need a raise. Um, they also do Korean fried chicken bucket with waffle fries. Man,
Damn,
that looks delicious.
that looks
I
so
got the
good.
munchies right now, and this is not a good segment to have on our show, honestly.
I just ate. My mouth is watering. So um, this one I think is so fun.
Little
Cal
dumpers.
Cal Rayleigh's inspired Lil Dumpers pork dumplings at T-Mobile Park.
Hot and fresh steamed pork dumplings. Yeah, I'd definitely eat those.
Seems like odd food to have at a baseball game, but why not? You're
It
there
does.
for
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
hours of your day. You might want to have a solid meal that's not just a hot dog.
Yeah. And I feel
But
like I'm gonna have like multiple points where I'm gonna be consuming different things. So
yeah, and not to
and
hate on the
plus
hot
like you go
dog.
walk around, a little bit, hit a couple of the stands. One stand I will definitely stay away from is this stand at the Houston Astros Stadium where they serve this Daddy Mac dog. Foot long hot dog with brisket, mac and cheese, and fried pickles.
No, that sounds good.
Not
No,
for me. I'm not a pickle
I was
person.
gonna say it's the fried pickles.
And I mean, I like all of those things separate. I like hot dogs, I like brisket, I like mac and cheese, but I feel like all of that on one thing is a little much.
That's fair.
But I feel like maybe all of this is a little much, and for good reason. Um, this is awesome.
Yes, the fries with the cheese and the dog on top. That's what I would be eating.
4 hot dogs, 4 Polish sausages, 4 corn dogs, along with loaded what? How do you say that? Salchipapas.
Yeah.
All right, do your thing, Marlins.
Yep.
Glizzy Tower. I would definitely partake.
Glizzy Tower is crazy.
And then I watched a video on Instagram of this guy. He has a deli in Jersey, and they make the Anthony Volpe sandwich.
Hmm.
Kind of want to take a trip just for this sandwich. It is a salami, like fried salami on chicken parm on a garlic bread loaf with melted provolone. It sounds absolutely delicious. I'm like losing my train of thought because we went through all that food and now I'm just hungry.
Well, good thing we're wrapping up with our last segment, which is our favorite fun, silly news of the week.
Silly news of the week.
Silly news of the week.
Um, my silly news is first of all, who I think you mentioned it. Who was keeping track of this? First off, but the White Sox a year and a half ago had a balloon dick fly into their dugout. A full 100 games since then, they are under 500, 52 and 152 since the balloon dick incident.
Absolutely insane.
This is the news that I live for.
I saw a comment on the post. It said, "In 100 years from now, our grandchildren will tell their grandchildren about the curse of the balloon dick."
Oh man.
Hilarious. Since Jay and I got way too high before we started recording, we're gonna wrap this up now. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us, and we look forward to doing more videos similar to this in the near future. If you like this content, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out a lot here on YouTube. And if there's something you would like us to talk about on this channel, a baseball related topic that you're interested in, let us know in the comments below and we'll check it out. And until next time, we'll see y'all. Peace.
See ya. Oh my gosh. I'm okay.
Try to get like you, my boy.
Tip of the tongue, teeth in the lips.